So today we're talking about social media, and I feel like the benefits aren't really like focused on as much. Like people are kind of always like downgrading it, and like I don't know, but
It always seems like a bad thing, but it could be a good thing.
I'm Hayden. I'm Ella.
I'm Lucy.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Emily. We're all juniors, and
Welcome back to Let's Get Chatty.
What are some like benefits of social media?
I feel like one of the biggest benefits is it's very like informative. Like people post stuff like news, like everything like that, and you know things.
And it like brings people together.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like along with it being informative, it can also get people involved. For example, with like community service, you know, if there's like a post about that on Instagram or something, you can like partake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also think social media is like a good platform full of creativity, and it brings so many people together of all like different sorts
Yeah.
Right.
and like categories of like.
No, I know what you mean.
Like,
it's like a
Yeah.
big like social media is like a big community of like people with different backgrounds, like where they live, what they do, like how old they are, like everything. There's different people all in like one group and like
Which can like you can like form relationships with that, like meet someone from like a different part of the country or whatever.
And it's like cool hearing their stories.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It also, along those lines, it like helps you meet people.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, and especially in high school, I feel like I don't know, this is gonna sound weird, but like when I get new ads on Snapchat, like.
No, you're meeting new people, honestly. And from all different schools, from all different places around the world.
Another like advantage of social media is mental health. I think people on like Instagram and TikTok, they have like motivational videos that you can watch, and yeah.
I also think people use social media as a place to like talk about their feelings, which is really hard to do. But it lets people also know that they aren't the only ones feeling like that, and they have like a safe space with people to connect with.
Yeah. Social media has like normalized like communicating your feelings, I feel like.
And I feel like it's so good. Like people.
Yeah, it like makes people feel like they're like not alone, which is good.
There's a lot of vulnerability in it, and I think that's really good.
Yeah.
And a good way for people to connect too.
Yeah. And I feel like with the mental health aspect, like you can kind of choose who you want to follow or like surround yourself with on social media, which can be a factor. Yeah, like it can be a factor in
Like
your
who you
mental
are.
health. Yeah.
I think that also social media plays a huge role in mental health in like almost a bad way, I would say, because a lot of it comes from like being behind a screen and you can say whatever you want, leading into like cyberbullying. And it just like
Well, not only with like cyberbullying, it's bad for your mental health in like ways of like comparison or like degrading yourself for whatever reason, like comparing everything like that.
And you're so hooked onto your phone all the time that
You're not
productive
anymore.
Yeah, you're not productive.
and you can like change
just
who
sit
you
in
are
bed.
completely. Like
Yeah.
it could change who you are.
Like
You're
on
like
that,
building your own person.
yeah, it's
Like
the things that you post, the things that you say online, like don't necessarily have to correlate with how you really are in person. Like
You can be two different people.
100%, and it just depends on. It's like build your own person.
But that's also going into like Photoshop.
yeah. Like
Because
like you might see someone like online and be like very like jealous of like what they have or how they look or whatever, but
then you see them in person and you're like, oh, they look completely different.
it like just might not be real.
Yeah.
Right. Another disadvantage in the social media, is that like if you don't have like the same outfits as girls, or you don't have like the same like car or same household or whatever, you feel like you don't fit in, and it's
social media tries to like change you to be someone who you aren't, and like almost for
like
the
your
worst.
reputation.
And
It like goes back to the idea of like comparison. Like it's very dangerous bias
Mhm.
and like how like far it can go,
Mhm.
like with comparison.
Yeah, you can go really, really deep into it. I feel like your entire reputation, especially today, is built around what you post on social media.
Mhm.
It's not even how you act necessarily, like it is, but it's mostly what people look up and
Like,
see.
I think that social media is a place where people can post things that aren't necessarily true, and it could lead to like people creating an opinion on you because they don't really know who you truly are. So that opinion is like almost fully valid for them to have, but it could totally ruin your reputation on how people see you
Yeah.
based off of what you post.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important that like you are aware of what you're posting and who is seeing it and like who's involved in it, because
Nothing's
as
truly
like as
private.
high schoolers, like the only thing we use is social media. That's the only form of communication, the only form of whatever. And I feel like we like give out so much of our like personal lives on the phone, and like everyone has their own views and perspectives on it, and they can create their own opinions on that fully.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
nothing's truly private. You can have a private account, whatever, but if someone were to literally just take a picture of your phone, they
Yeah.
can send it everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like nothing's truly private. So remembering what you're posting and how that's gonna affect
Digital footprint.
yes,
Digital
your carbon
footprint is
footprint.
very, very real.
It's so
Well, because
Yeah.
also like you may think that someone who can see your private account or whatever is like it's just that person, but they can share it or like
Or you
They
trust
can
that
screen
person.
record it.
they could screen
They
record
could screen
it
record
and send it. Like
Screen
so
share on FaceTime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Literally anything.
really
There's
nothing
just
is
so many ways for anything you post to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Or like
it's the same thing with people taking pictures of you doing something. Like it's just
That's
even your best friend, she could send it to
Mhm.
a person and it could go everywhere.
Yeah.
You
I
just have to
also
be
think
careful.
that leads into like oversharing almost.
yeah.
A lot of people don't realize how much they really do put out there for like people to see, and like I don't know, I think it's just like
You have to be in control still.
mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, and like make sure to have like your life separate from social media so it doesn't all like
Blend together.
yeah.
And just
I think that also because of social media, people are so used to being behind the screen to the point where people have like lost social aspects in life, especially after COVID. It was like a big thing. Like we don't know how to communicate one-on-one in person. And I think that now that teenagers' only form of communication is through social media and like everything besides being in person, unless like when we're in school or whatever. But like even the classwork we do is like over the computer, or like
Right.
everything is so technology oriented that like I feel people have lost their like social aspects.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so too.
That like contributes to like getting like too comfortable behind a screen because you don't see people like other people on social media as people. You see it as just like
You see it as
Screen.
like their username.
right. Yeah.
Like they're not like a real person.
Yeah.
we're in social media to focus on the good of it and like really expand on the benefits of it all. Like this year I feel like there's been so many more people at volleyball games. I've never seen that many people at volleyball games before. And I think it's because of how much we post about it, how many people are gonna see it. Just along those lines, I think it's also because I'm on the other side of it. Like I'm seeing everything getting posted, I'm making it.
We
instead of
see who
just
sees
seeing-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we put it on, or like we put information on Facebook for like the parents to see, or like Instagram for us to see, TikTok for us to see, and like it brings genuinely everyone together and gets everyone involved, and not just like a specific group of people. We target it to everyone, and we also post information about every group or every club or every.
So that no one feels left out.
No one feels left out. Everyone's
Everybody's
included.
represented.
Everyone's represented.
Yeah.
Charger pride.
It's what's inside,
Rain's
honestly.
heavy in this school.
Rain's heavy.
The person that like truly puts this all together for Chatfield, like all the social media aspects and like all the apps and who runs all of it, is Miss Gunkel, and I think she's the main reason and like a super positive person towards our school. And so if you ever need like anyone to talk to about like
Literally
you're getting
anything.
bullied at the school, like anything, go to Miss Gunkel, she'll help you, or go to the counselors.
And I think it's amazing how she's given like us students opportunities to like be on the behind the scenes, because it gives
Yeah.
more of like a perspective coming from other teenagers. Like
Yeah.
this is what's trending. Or
It's like more like meaningful seeing everything be posted and like crowds show up and everything,
Mhm.
knowing like we had
We are a
something
part of
to
that.
do with that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it also like affects how many people show up because we know what is going to like matter or like apply to students and like what kind of post is gonna make them show up and
Mhm.
like what kind of TikToks they're gonna find interesting because we're one of them.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Gunkel.
That's all for today, Chargers.
Keep on chatting.
Hey, and get off your phone! See, this is an addiction to social media that you guys should be aware of.
Oh yeah!